let's move on to Rams Washington Football Club. Rams open up at -9. They're now -7 or 7.5. Total opens up at 46. Is now at 45.5. The 3-1 Rams cost us badly on Sunday. Rams are coming off this ugly 17-9 win over the Giants, and they were fortunate to clear by 8. And Goff at Cooper Kupp for a big score, 55-yarder with 7 minutes left. They managed 240 total yards and went 45 minutes between touchdowns. Goff goes 25 of 32 for 200 yards. They had racked up at least 400 yards in every game. Well, 3 in each of their first 3 games. And also, interesting stat, they're 28-0 when leading at halftime under McVay. That's extremely impressive. McVay says Akers will be back in the lineup Sunday, so expect Akers there. And then rookie safety Jordan Fuller didn't play last week because of a shoulder injury. He's still questionable. And Micah Kaiser, their linebacker, got hurt in the third quarter, and is questionable. Redskins coming off 31-17 loss at home to the Ravens. And it was, Bebsy and I had action. I was a little heavier on it. I had Ravens first quarter, first half. And Bebsy had that team total over 14.5 at plus 100, and that had gone up to 16.5 by kickoff, and that was juiced to the over by that point.
I really thought that was my second easiest play of the week last week, and even when they didn't cover the first half, I was like, well, the second half's going to be a blowout, so at least they'll get a split on this. And then they shit the bed royally. They shit the bed in a win against an awful team at home. I lost a lot of faith in the Rams this week. Or, maybe they were just cruising because they knew it was a garbage team they were facing. But I lost. God damn it, I hate the Rams right now.
It's the reason why the NFL makes so much money. We had bought into what we were seeing and what we were seeing from the Giants. But let me go back to the Redskins here. I thought. And if you break down the
Washington
stats,
football team, Jimmy, the Washington
football team. Thank you. If you break down the stats, which is what I do to prepare for each show, Washington had more first downs, 7 fewer yards than the Ravens. It was just that Lamar made some giant plays. It was the Ravens made the big plays when they needed to, and I was fortunate to hit that first quarter. I was fortunate. There was 2.5 minutes left. It was a 0-0 game. Haskins goes 32 for 45 for 314 yards, career high 314 yards. Chase Young didn't play. Are these Redskins? I think they deserve more respect. I think there might be value with the Redskins here. Prince of the City, enjoy the basketball game. Thank you so much for joining us, my friend. And that's clearly why it's gone from 9 to 7. What do you think of the Redskins at home here?
I mean, I'm kind of with you on this one. I believe games are won and lost in the trenches, and I think, I've said this week after week, the Washington front seven gives me reason to believe in Washington. Don't believe offense. I don't in their secondary, but that front seven, even without their Chase Young, they still managed to put pressure on Lamar, managed to play football. It's really hard to bet on them. I'm not super into it.
All right, Bebsy, we're kind of cutting in and out. I'm going to pull you out and bring you back in very quickly. But the gist of what you were saying here is, I don't know. Why don't you break that down a little bit more? You're kind of cutting in and out.
Oh no, I was just saying I want to fade the Rams so bad because of how averagely they performed against the Giants last week, but I also I do have a ton of faith in that Washington front seven. Even without Chase Young, they played great. They managed to somewhat hem in Lamar Jackson, and then he gets away and he's an absolute stud. So then he blows up on it. But look, this is a hard play for me because the Washington football team is so bad, and the Giants, the Rams just had a mediocre performance against the Giants. So I'm worried about recency bias creeping in here. All I want to do is fade the Rams because I hate them right now. But at the same time, they should, the way they're playing every other game up until this week, they should be able to make this cover.
Agreed. And missing out on the 9 might keep me off of it. But
yeah, I mean that was the play to jump in on.
Birdie has an important point. Says, how can you be a player on this Washington team and not show up when your coach is literally dying on the sidelines and is showing up? Guy having to sit down in timeouts and between plays for the first time in his whole career. Birdie's saying 3 weeks of East Coast travel in 4 weeks. This is Redskins or no bet, but I think it's important to acknowledge that we just lost. I lost. Oh no, we did the same. We had the same. We both doubled up on the Rams and lost, and that could be jarring our judgment here.
This was the difference of me having a 6-0 week versus a 4-2 week. I hate the Rams right now, and I don't want to let myself go on tilt here just because of how I feel about the Rams.
No, I feel you.
In my opinion, it's Washington or bust here, but I don't know if I'm comfortable enough to make a play.
Let me see if I can switch you out. You've gotten very blurry. See if I can switch you out, switch you in, get you non-blurry. Still blurry. Okay, well, you're blurry. Oh, there you go. We're back in action. Okay. What do you think of this total, Bebsy? This total here opens at 46, now 45.5 for 45.
If anything, I see a low-scoring affair here. I don't have a ton of faith in this Rams team putting up points, especially after how mediocre they looked in this past week. But I also got to hope that the Rams or the Washington football team doesn't start matching them. This is set at an ugly spot for me.
I think the public will come in late, bet the Rams. I'm not going to take it's 7 at Bet365 at minus 105. That's not enough for me. But if the public comes in and starts betting the Rams, I will make a move. Alrighty.
Yeah, it opened. I mean, it's already come down so much, but I do believe that the public will shift that back towards where it opened.
Okay.